let's be very clear in terms of, for me, it is not a coincidence that the most evil virus in our time came at the same time that we had the most evil-spirited person as our leader. For those who understand the law of attraction, LOA, for those who really understand that law, they know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. In other words, I honestly do not believe COVID would have hit had we had a different leader in the seat, a different spirit in the seat. Because so as the leader goes, so as the spirit of the leader, so goes the rest of the body. So is the head, so goes the rest of the body. So is the leader, so goes the rest of the group. And that's with any organization. So is the CEO for the most part, so goes the rest of the company. So is the principal, so goes the rest of the school. So as the coach, head coach, so goes the rest of the team. And that's the way things work, that the spirit of the leader infiltrates and filters down to the rest of the body. So in my view, in my beliefs, and my research, and my studying, and my knowing, and my experiences, so forth and so on, it is not a coincidence whatsoever that we wound up with one of the most evil viruses of our time while we had one of the most evil-spirited leaders sitting in the seat. We attract to us what we are. If you're evil-spirited, guess what? You're going to attract evil. And I don't care what anyone says. It's not about the person in and of itself. I'm not saying, that we should hate the person, but that person has an evil spirit in terms of behavior and how he treats people. Evil-spirited. That evil spirit brought on this evil virus that we're dealing with. And I honestly do not believe that virus would have come about. Or if it did, it would not have manifested the way it did if we had a different spirit that was sitting in the leadership seat. Don't believe me? Look up law of attraction. It's a law, just like law of gravity. Just like we have the law of gravity that things they're going to drop back down no matter how high you send them up. Gravity's going to pull it back down. Just like you have that law, just like you have other laws. There's the law of attraction. And I honestly believe a lot of this mess over the last 4 years was attracted to us based on the evil spirit that was leading us. Now, that's just the bottom line. I could be wrong. I don't know. I doubt it very seriously because I just do not find it a coincidence that we were hit with what we were hit with based on who was sitting in the seat leading the country. I sit here as this morning I was listening to the music and I just started reflecting on the people who were here last Christmas, who probably did not realize that last Christmas was their last Christmas. They're not here now as a result of this evil virus. The truth of the matter is, as all of these holidays go by, we never know when it's going to be our last one. We don't know that when we celebrate, like we just celebrated Thanksgiving right now, they're celebrating Hanukkah, we celebrated Diwali, Christmas is coming, Kwanzaa is coming, New Year's is coming. The truth of the matter is we don't know as we celebrate and do each one and get together for each one when it's our last. I'm thinking now of family members and friends who celebrated last Thanksgiving. They celebrated last Christmas in 2019. Had no clue that Christmas or that New Year or that Thanksgiving was their last one. Last year, I guarantee you, when they were celebrating those days, it did not cross their minds that it was going to be their last one. And yet it was. So I close this show out every morning whenever I say, may you live as long as you want and not want as long as you live. Live each day as if it were your last, because one day it will be. I close my show out with that to encourage people to go ahead and live your life. Get out there and live. Now, of course, in the pandemic, we have to live within our safety guidelines. But get out there and live your life. You cannot be just sitting back, doing nothing, moping around, just procrastinating and putting off, because at the end of the day, we don't know when our time, because we're going to have to live until we're no longer living. We're going to have to do until we can no longer cannot do. We're going to have to live until we die, period. No need for us to die before we die. And what I mean by that is you just give up hope, throw in the towel, don't do anything, don't go after any of your goals, don't go after any of your dreams. Matter of fact, don't even dream. Just kind of exist. So whatever it is that you want to do, go ahead and get that done, and prayerfully and hopefully with a different leadership spirit that's coming in, that we will have a different spirit around the world and around the country. I don't know how many of you have heard about, like, and I'm paraphrasing the whole thing, about when a bumblebee flaps his wings on one part of the world, believe it or not, the flapping of that bumblebee's wings impacts something on the other side of the earth. And again, I'm paraphrasing that, but it's to show that everything impacts everything. So trust and believe the evil spirit, all these evil spirited acts that were done by this leader has brought upon us. Now, I tell you what, don't believe me, look biblically. Go into the Bible or any of the books, and you will see how the leader, because of the leader, what was brought upon the land. Because of the actions of the leader, the entire land, the entire tribe, the entire set of people suffered because of the actions of the leader. Don't believe me? Go into the Bible. You'll see several examples biblically of the entire lot of people suffered because of the actions of the leader. So this is not the first time this has happened, but a lot of people don't understand that. People they don't connect those dots. And that's what I'm trying to help connect for you in this little podcast episode here. I connect the dots between what's been going on over the last 4 years and who is leading us. It's not a matter of like or dislike, because to be honest with you, I don't care about the man one way or the other. But I do understand and see how his behavior and how his actions and how his spirit has impacted everything else. Make no mistake, that spirit, that evil, mean spirited, the actions, and that, make no mistake, that's impacted the rest of the world. Let's be clear. The votes that came about was not necessarily that folks loved Biden so much. It's not so much that they loved Biden and Harris so much. Those votes were more against the incumbent, the existing leader, than they were for the folks who were trying to get in. Make no mistake, it's not that, because they keep questioning, how in the world could he have gotten more votes than Obama? Because the votes weren't really about him. The votes were about who we have leading us now. The votes were, we don't want any more of that. The votes were more about, we don't want any more of this nonsense that we have now, than they were about, we love Biden, we love Harris. I mean, they're nice people. I mean, Harris, Biden, nice people, what have you. But the vote really wasn't so much about we love them so much as it was so much we're tired of this foolishness we're going through with this one we have in here now. So and see, again, everybody gets that. A lot of people gets that twisted. I don't understand how folks don't realize and see the aberrant behavior. I don't understand how folks didn't see the aberrant decisions that were being made over the last 4 years. And they don't see, they said, many people see that as normal. I don't get that at all. Even this nonsense, once the election was over, the fact that we even had to tolerate this foolishness with all of this recount and all of this court cases, and not to mention lost every last court case, every last one, just wasting folks' time and money. But all of it, you lost. Period. End of discussion. Like anybody else. You ran a race, you lost like anybody else. You're not going to intimidate and bully your way into making something that wasn't. So anyway, that's my commentary. That's going to be my podcast for today. It's a combination of things, just reflectively looking at all the people almost 300,000 people. We lost more a couple of days ago from COVID, more lives than we did in 9/11. And we, as you know, we've made all kinds of big deals about the number of people that we lost in 9/11. Well, guess what? The other day, COVID took away more people in one day than 9/11. COVID took away in one day. I mean, it's getting to the point now when you start looking at the records of live loss in a day because of an event, COVID is beginning to get up there, lead the pack over some wars, over 9/11, over some other events, over other pandemics that's been around. COVID is beginning to take the lead on that. So without a doubt, again, I'm going to say, and then I'm going to close out because my guest will be calling me shortly. I truly and honestly believe that COVID-19, the coronavirus, would not have impacted the way it impacted if it wasn't drawn to us based on the evil spirit of the leader that we had in place.